Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Hey everybody, welcome to another great edition of Freed on Business. It's our annual Silver Night show. So we're going to have one of the award-winning young people on who's going to absolutely make you feel terrific. We're also going to be joined by somebody from the Miami Herald who puts on the program. We'll introduce them when they come on. You know, we've been on for about 15 years now. I guess it is 15 years. And wanted to thank our sponsors for well over the last decade, Warren Henry Automotive Group. Thank you so much to Larry, Ismet, Eric, of course, Warren, Maytal, and Jack, the rest of the team, Geo over there. They always treat us like family. We love them. We love seeing them, Katie. Stick with us. Decade plus of Warren Henry, driving all their cars. All my friends and my whole family uses Warren Henry. You should too. And now here we are starting the show. I want to welcome our friends from the Silver Night Awards. We've got our Ray, Mr. Mendoza, you're slow on the trigger. Ray Dueñas from the Miami Herald. Love your background, Ray. You must have done this StreamYard thing before.
Not my first rodeo.
I figured. And we've got Jordan on too. Jordan, it's not his first rodeo either. He's Mr. Social Media.
Yeah.
So let's start off with Ray. Ray, I want to thank you and the Miami Herald for putting this program on. Why don't you tell us your role and a little bit about the background on the program? And by the way, I have friends that are over 60 that have been Silver Night Award winners. So I know it's been around a little bit.
It's been around for quite some time. The program started in 1959 when John S. Knight, the then publisher and president of the Miami Herald, wanted to make sure that we celebrate not just, for example, the best mathematician, the fastest runner, what have you. He really wanted to make sure that we celebrated the high school seniors at the time, Miami-Dade County, that were going above and beyond, that were really doing something in the community. So this was our 65th year. We've been around since 1959, as I mentioned. In the 80s, we incorporated Broward County to the program, and we've been doing the same thing since the program was founded. So in 15 different categories, for example, Jordan went in art, business, general scholarship, social sciences, you name it, we have it. And it's just really recognizing the kids, the high school seniors that have gone above and beyond. Really done some incredible work, and not just in their school, not just locally, but some of these kids really have gone global. They've done programs and projects that have really affected the lives of people outside of their scope, and really done incredible things. I myself have been at the Miami Herald for 10 years now, and this is my 6th year overseeing the program. It's been a whirlwind. From start to finish, it really works the same way that the academic calendar does. So in the beginning of the fall, we meet with all of the returning and new coordinators that work. They're essentially the liaison between the school and the students and the Miami Herald and the Silver Night Awards program. So all of the communication we do with the coordinators, they relay it over to the kids at school. Some of these coordinators work with the students from the moment that they step into the high school. As some of these projects really do start at home, they really start to make sure that they're making some either policy change affecting someone's life. So it doesn't necessarily start their senior year when they're going through the application process. It's a work of passion for a lot of these kids. I'm sure Jordan will touch on it once he speaks, but year round, the program starts in the fall. The applications are open up until the end of January normally. And at that point, we accept all the applications, confirm everything. And then in the spring, we invite leaders, community leaders, and experts in the given subjects and categories. So they review the applications, a lot of applications. There's some categories that have north of 50 nominees in any given county, and they'll review the applications. And then on one specific day, they will interview all of the nominees, make sure that they have all the information that they need to make the best qualified decision for who's going to be recognized at the Silver Knight that year, and 3 honorable mentions in each category in each county. So in any given year, we recognize 30 Silver Knights and 90 honorable mentions. So 120 award recipients in 1 year, and it's $105,000 in scholarships.
Not to each.
Not to each. No, each winner gets each of the 30 winners gets a $2,000 scholarship, a medallion that they can wear at their commencement ceremony, their high school graduation, and a Silver Knight statue. And courtesy of American Airlines, they do get 25,000 American Advantage miles. We're waiting for their certificates from American for this year, but those will be awarded to all of the winners. And then the 90 honorable mentions each get a $500 scholarship and an honorable mention plaque.
That's tremendous. Now, I want to go back to one of the things that you mentioned. You said there's sometimes as many as 50 in each category. I was sort of under the impression that each school would have somebody in each category, and then there'd be like a promotion up there. How do you pick the 50? Is there, I guess your coordinators are identifying and following the students early on, and maybe some fall by the wayside. How does all that work, Ray?
So in any given school, any school can have a maximum number of 15 nominees, just because we only allow for 1 nominee per category per school. So there are schools that generally have 15, 14, 13 nominees per category. And there are some schools that only have the 1 nominee, just because they're the one student that really went above and beyond and met all of the qualifications that are needed. In any given year, there could be 20 qualified candidates in that school there, and it's tough because we only allow for 1 nominee per category per school. So let's say that there could be 6 or 3 or more than 1 qualified nominees in the science category, but because of the way that the program works, we can only allow for 1. So the coordinators really do work hand in hand with the nominees. These coordinators, they're teachers, their vice principals, their CAP counselors. They're the ones that really dedicate the time that's needed to make sure that the students, that the candidates and nominees have all of the resources and information that they need to make sure that they make for the best qualified nomination. So they work with the students sometimes year round, sometimes from the moment they walk into their freshman year, to make sure that they have all they need, that they are put in the right category that could work for them. Because a nominee, the project itself, the service project, doesn't necessarily have to tie into the category. The students' coursework should really tie into that category. There should be a really nice mesh and unison of the category and their work and their project. So it's up to the coordinator and sometimes a committee at the school, because I'm not sure about Columbus, where Jordan recently graduated from, but there's some schools that have mock interviews at the school before it's even time to submit the nomination, because it could be like I mentioned, a number of students that are qualified and want to participate in the program, but there can only be so many nominees, right? So they'll present themselves to their school, to that nominating committee, to prove why they should be the nominee, and then ultimately they'll prove to our independent panel of judges to prove why they should be the Silver Knight in that category.
Okay. Well, here's my subtle plug to all the smart kids that are watching about where they should go to college.
Go Gators.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, Jordan, I love you already. So we're going to switch, Ray. You've done a great job. Jordan, why'd you pick Florida? So I had to start.
Well, first of all, I wanted to stay in Florida, because out-of-state tuition, pretty crazy. I've been looking at Florida for the past, since I was a sophomore, basically, because of their journalism program that they have there.
I have a lot of friends that went through the J school. Lots of people.
Yeah.
I knew Dr. Lanzalotti, the guy they named the building for.
Awesome. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be pursuing. I'm going to be pursuing media production management and technologies in that school.
That's tremendous. Now, you did that for the Christopher Columbus High School media TV
I did.
thing there, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
So I joined that when I was a freshman. It's called CCNN Live. It's Christopher Columbus News Network, and it is the best broadcast program for high schools in the state of Florida, as well as
who said so?
Says FSPA. It's the Florida Scholastic Press Association. So we just went in April and we won the state championship there. And then we compete in a national competition called STN, which is the student television network. And there we also placed in a bunch of categories. We won first place. I won first place in my category, which was called a Nat package. And then we won the big one called the Crazy 8 competition.
Well, just Mr. Mendoza doesn't even know this, but when I was in high school, I did the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, we had just started a TV station. That's how I learned that you can light somebody up and they get real hot and the lights get hot, which is why the TV studio is always freezing cold. That's what I basically learned from that. But no, I do it today. I light up my face. You didn't see it, but I measure my face to see if it's sort of balanced. This side is outside. This side is the actual light. The light. The light.
Yeah, great job.
Okay. So, yeah, this is the home studio network. I love it. Mr. Mendoza helped me do all this stuff. Sorry, Ray. Jordan's the feature now. I got to just lean in on Jordan.
Go for it.
So,
right.
Jordan, what's the best interview you ever did?
The best interview I ever did?
Yeah.
Let me think. There was this time that the Columbus basketball team, which has like all the Boozer brothers, stuff like that, they played the Donda team, which was Kanye West's team at the time. And I was at that game and there was DJ Khaled on the sidelines and everybody was going crazy. Everybody was like, oh my God. And they were trying to figure out if anybody else was going to show up. And that was probably one of the coolest interviews I've ever done.
So you interviewed DJ Khaled?
Yeah, I did.
What was the one thing that you remember that he said when you interviewed him? What was the big point that you remember from the interview?
Well, he was trying to say things, this and that, saying how excited he was at being the game. But one thing we did tell him to say, and was really funny in my opinion, was for CCNN Live, I'm DJ Khaled. And we
never really do that.
Yeah, we played that at the end of our show. So to show everybody that we interviewed him. It was pretty cool.
That's tremendous. I guess I should ask for endorsements in the green room after the show, Mr. Mendoza. I mean, we've never really done that before. Maybe we'll ask Jordan for one later. So Jordan, tell me a little bit about your high school experience and how being involved with the Silver Knights helped you get better prepared for college and then life.
Yeah, of course. So my freshman year, I got involved in the CCNN Live. I got to learn about cameras. I learned about videography and photography, and that's my true passion in life. So I started my services my junior year. It's the Photos by Jordan P. Is that what I do is, number one, it's my business. I have clients and I'm able to create content for their social media and stuff like that. But I also go and reach out to charities and nonprofits, and for no cost at all, I'll go to their events. I'll go to what they're doing, and I'm able to capture the memories that they do there. Yeah.
You're tremendous. You're absolutely tremendous.
Yeah. So I reached out to the Silver Knight Committee that's at Columbus, which is run by Sylvie Galvez Cuesta. And she loved my work. She was really excited. But there was already somebody in the media category, one of my good friends, Alexis, and that got honorable mention. He's amazing. And what we did was, what we did there was she wanted to put me in the art category because photography is an art, of course. And I was like, ooh, okay, this is going to be pretty tough. I wanted to try to do media, but art fit me really well. So I got into that. I did the whole application process, and it was actually really well. And it was a long process. But after that, I submitted it. Then we had mock interviews, and those mock interviews were really good. I did it with the committee that we had there. Did about 2 or 3. And then after that, went to the actual interview, and that was a whole experience in itself. I was there with my portfolio in my hand. I was a little bit shaky because I was nervous that they're going to be expecting maybe like an artist, like a visual artist, but then I have my photos that I printed out. And I just rambled on about 15 minutes about myself. And I think I did a pretty good job in that. And it's really prepared me so much because I've had other interviews as well for internships and stuff like that, that this has been an incredible experience for me to experience how professional it really is.
Well, you're tremendous, Ray. You should be feeling good about this. We're going to take a break, and then I'm going to ask Jordan about how his parents feel about him winning the Silver Knight Award. Mr. Mendoza, you're up. That's a new one. Fontainebleau Park and Blue Lagoon. High five to you, Mr. Mendoza, picking all those neighborhoods that we do business with. And did you see how the plane flew by our old studio there? High five to Mr. Mendoza. I want to thank our friends for many, many years. Our friends Larry, Warren, Eric, the whole team over at Warren Henry Automotive. I was going through some old paperwork and I saw that we've been having our relationship with them for well over a decade here on the show, and we can't thank them enough. Without our friends at Warren Henry, well, I wouldn't be able to pay Mr. Mendoza. How about that, Mr. Mendoza? But they treat us like family. It's a wonderful group to be affiliated with, and I'm so proud to be one of their brand ambassadors. And remember, whenever you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar up at 151st and Biscayne. They've also, of course, got Lincoln up there. In Gainesville, they sell Audi cars. That's where Jordan's going to go when he gets his new Audi. He's going to go up to the Audi store in Gainesville. They've got a new store in South Dade that sells Land Rover and Range Rover. And of course, they've got the store in Key West that sells all their great nameplates. Well, like I said, they're all great cars. They all come with a Warren Henry Advantage. That's a long list of services you get. I kind of go through them at this point. It includes having a service loaner if you have to turn in your car and leave your car. They will guarantee you get the best price on your used car. They'll guarantee on the car you're turning in, they'll guarantee you're getting the best price on your new car, your lease, or your purchase. They'll give you 3 days to make sure you love your car. You can turn it back if you don't. Nobody ever does that because they love these great cars. They've got all kinds of great benefits. If you lose your keys, they'll replace your keys. Those are really expensive. They'll polish up your rims if you park your car and scrape your car. Just did that today. I'll be going up to get that polish up real soon. And of course, they will, like I said, guarantee the price on both ends. They'll make sure you get a great deal. They'll make sure you love your car. And you need to join me, my beautiful wife, Vivian, my mom, lots of my clients and friends. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry. Love that Warren Henry ad. They drive by all the deals that I've done. High five to me on those. High five to them too. High five to Mr. Mendoza for putting the whole thing together. Hey, reach out to me, DM me. I'm Jim Freed. I'm the founder of Sandstone Realty Advisors. We're doing all kinds of great work in both the residential and commercial end. On the residential end, I'm helping a number of my friends help their parents cash out of their homes on a reverse mortgage. It helps them get cash flow freed up so that they can live and supplement their fixed incomes. I'm also helping a number of the folks I know in commercial real estate that are a little bit cash poor right now as the market recycles. A lot of them have those great mortgages that I helped them get under 3% while rates were still low. Now that rates are up a little higher, we're helping them get HELOCs. So if I can help you pull some money out of your house, give me a call if I can help you with that. If you need a residential loan, I can help you with that. On the commercial side, we're doing all kinds of great high leverage financing is still available in certain aspects for commercial. We're financing spec construction for industrial. We're putting together permanent financing for some apartments, also some construction for apartments. Actually, condos are actually becoming in favor of financing as well. Reach out to me, DM me. I'm going to the market today on a hospitality condo co-branded deal here in South Florida. I put together all kinds of international real estate firms with local real estate firms and developers, institutions, family offices. I work with them all. They all call me to see what I can do to help them deploy their capital or help them put together the capital for their business. Reach out to me, DM me. You know that my personal brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. And remember, I do that by helping them get peace of mind by solving their problems. That's right. Whenever you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
We're doing our annual Silver Night Awards winner show. I want to thank Lisa Paley, who always helps us put this together. She runs the PR for the Silver Knights and does a great job. I'm shifting around here because I'm losing feeling in my leg here. I've been sitting around too long. We've got Jordan Perez from Christopher Columbus High. He won in the art category. He's tremendous. And he's going to Florida. Whoop, where'd that go? Going to Florida. And we've got Ray Dueñas. Ray is on. He's the contact at the Miami Herald that puts all this together. Ray, did you grow up down here?
Miami, born and raised. I went to Coral Gables High School.
Oh, so you're a Cavalier.
Cavalier, go Cavs.
Where'd you go to college?
University of Florida.
Did not know that, but that's a high five to you. High five to you, leading the nation here. I was in the business program, the real estate program. Jordan, just for you, I'll say this part. I was in the Hall of Fame at UF. I was in Blue Key. Oh, yeah, I did everything. And my niece is also involved here on the statewide level. So when you go there, it's a launching pad for everything you can possibly dream. Don't limit yourself. Never limit yourself. So I teased it. How do your parents feel about you winning this award, Jordan?
So they were super excited about it. First of all, they're super excited about the scholarship. That helped me out a lot, actually. And when they started hearing what they were talking to me about, because if you don't know, in the Silver Night ceremony, they first talk about your project and what you do and why you're so amazing. So they started saying, so this Silver Nights photography business, this and that, whatever, helped out a lot of charities and this and that. I also taught middle schoolers how to use camera stuff and this and that. And they were like, oh my God, I can't believe it, because there's no other photographer in the art category. And it was really unbelievable for myself too, because I was really doubting myself for some reason. I don't know. And they were ecstatic about it. There's one video of everybody in my family all going crazy. I hear them screaming from where I'm sitting at. So they were very excited about it.
First of all, the way that you succeed in life is that you need to surround yourself with people that believe in you. People that don't believe in you, get them out of your life immediately. Surround yourself with people that love and believe in you, and you will be able to reach all of your goals. In fact, that should be your primary goal.
They absolutely believed in me.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
100%.
I love photography. I use my phone like everybody else does, but I really love photography. It is an art form. I have a friend of mine who's an octogenarian now, had a great career here in South Florida real estate. Now he just had a photography book he put together. It's certainly bucket list for people. Art is something that's right at our hands that we can create and express ourselves. What's the favorite charity that you helped, Jordan?
So my favorite charity that I helped is one called 305 Pink Pack. And this is one that's my mom's friend. Her name is, sorry, I'm trying to remember. Her name was Rosemary. And she started this charity for breast cancer awareness. And she helps a lot of women that are going through breast cancer and a lot of other cancers that affect women. And she hosts an event for them. So they know that they're not alone. It's a very tough time in their life. So they're able to have fun at these events. And I went to a few events of theirs. I went to one at the Harley Davidson here in Miami. And then they rode around. They went to a Flanagan's. And it was a bunch of fun. And I was able to document it and save these memories for those people. So definitely, that's one of my favorite charities.
You're tremendous, Jordan. Now, tell me about your favorite teacher at school and why that teacher is your favorite.
So definitely, my favorite teacher is Mr. Delgado. He's the moderator at CCN Live. He co-moderates with Miss Msua as well, which is one of my favorites. So I'm trying to split this between them two.
Okay. You can have three if you want.
They have really helped me grow. When I went into Columbus, I had no idea how to use a camera. I knew nothing. And he has really helped me grow my media skills, not only with that, but also being a professional as well. Because he teaches us really how to report in the real life, how to be a professional in this field. So I attribute so much to him.
Now, Ray, you're beaming down there. Tell me a little bit about what made Jordan stand out to you and the rest of the team when you selected him. Jordan, you can just sit there and be proud for a second.
Well, I actually had no business in making him the winner. Like I mentioned earlier, we do invite a an independent panel of judges. So we have between
Okay.
2 and 3 judges in each specific category in both counties. So what we try to do, and what I would like to think that we succeed in doing is making sure that we invite experts and qualified judges, community leaders to judge in that category. For Jordan, one of the judges was actually Xavier Cortada, who is a Silver Knight Award winner himself. He's the artist of residency at the University of Miami, as well as Miami-Dade County. And his at registration, Jordan, you might not remember, but at registration for judging day, the table sat in front of a huge sculpture, not a sculpture, excuse me, painting. Xavier Cortada actually made that piece. So it was very appropriate. It was really cool. Somebody else who was a judge was Uni, who is the curator at the Coral Gables Museum, and then Terry Schechter, who is at the Knight Foundation. So community leaders, people that have stakes in the category and in that world. So clearly, what Jordan did in his story stuck out to be recognized at this year's winner. So what we always encourage our judges to look for is that there's 2 elements that go into to deciding who the winners are going to be, who the award recipients are going to be. So it's the application itself and then the interview. For lack of a better word, an application can check off all the boxes, but the person in that interview could be a complete dud. And we want to make sure that the person that holds this title, and it's a huge title. Jeff Bezos has won. Ketanji Brown Jackson has won. Dr. Vivek Murthy, who is a 2-term Surgeon General for our country, has won. Maxine Clark, who is the founder and former CEO of Build-A-Bear, a brand that is recognized worldwide, was the nominee. She wasn't recognized as a winner or as an honorable mention, but it sounds cliche, but it truly is an honor just to be nominated. You're really sitting among the ranks of some of the world leaders in our world. So
No, you can go ahead, finish, and then I'm gonna say something about it because I have something on that.
Perfect. So what Jordan did in his explaining his project and 305 Pink Bag, I'm so glad that you mentioned it. So I myself went through a program through the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce called Leadership Miami. And since I did the program, I've been part of the executive planning committee. The program really allows people who want to get involved and learn a little bit of leadership in our community mesh with a nonprofit. In the fall of 2022, 305 Pink Pack was one of the nonprofits that teams with one of the teams. And just what Jordan said, this time in a lot of people's lives that they're going through chemotherapy, radiation, it's a very sad time. And what that organization does to give them sort of that freedom. Hair is so important to people, but to women, because it is such a big part of their identity. And for Jordan to kind of follow that organization through those moments, those key moments in these women's lives, is so touching and so influential. And I'm sure that he touched upon it on his interview. And that's really what stuck out, to make sure that the project, the service that you did, was not something that was just meant for you to have Silver Knight Award nominee or winner on your resume. It's to make an impact, a change in someone's life. And he did just that. And that's why he was recognized as this year's Miami-Dade County Art winner in Silver Knight.
Well, I have a friend that won in science a long time ago. He ended up being the head of orthopedics at Mount Sinai, and he invented all kinds of different implants and stuff like that. And I have another friend who was the runner-up that year, who can't stand him because he's so competitive, and that guy's in the emergency medical field. So I want to thank both of our guests today, Ray and Jordan. Thank you so much. Please stick with us in the green room because I got an idea early in the show from Jordan. And but I really do want to thank you, Jordan. Is there anything else that you'd like to say, Jordan, before we wrap it up about the Silver Knights, your team, or anything? This is your time.
I just want to say thank you guys for coming, and thank you for bringing me on here. I'm really excited. Thank you.
You're tremendous, dude. You're just getting started. The Gators are going to polish you up and make you into a little diamond.
Yeah.
So stick with me. Stick with me. I'm going to end up the show and see what I'm doing, Jordan. This all started at the NMB Senior High TV station in 1975. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to thank our guest today, Jordan Perez from Christopher Columbus High, the future Florida Gator superstar. I want to thank Ray Dueñas, who is a former Florida Gator and a total superstar in our community, making the lives of all of us better every day. I want to thank Lisa Paley for putting this together like she always does to help me and my friends and my listeners and random people who may find us, make us all feel really good. Let's see. Our other sponsors are the University of Florida Center for Real Estate Study, Bergstrom Center. Jordan, if you want to go into real estate, just call me. I sit on the board. Of course, I want to thank our sponsors at Warren Henry, Larry, Eric, Warren, the rest of the team over there for sponsoring us for well over a decade. We love them. We love their cars. And my friends and my family love their cars too. If you're looking to buy or lease a car, go check our friends out at Warren Henry up in Gainesville over on, I forget what county I'm in, Biscayne Boulevard and South Dade, and of course in the Keys. Remember, we're on every week. We drop a new show Wednesdays at noon, usually live, because I love doing this. I want to remind everybody my personal brand, which you've just seen on display here, is I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals, Jordan.
Yeah.
And I want to remind everybody, this is the important part, Jordan. Don't forget this part. The person that wants to do something finds a way. The other finds an excuse. Now go out there and make it happen. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And thank you so much, Ray and Jordan, for being on the team today. Mr. Mendoza, the rest is yours.